our team lacks nothing. And, we just got to learn from it and keep getting better. I'm incredibly proud of our young men down, who were down. But just plays throughout the game, plays in key moments where we can get better. We'll continue to watch it and learn from it and get better. We got a week off before we play back in our building, and credit to Nova. They made really good plays, especially on the offensive end. Big defensive plays late. Obviously under our basket, we had 2 cracks at it. They guarded 2 different plays really, really well.
Coach, you were outscored by 7 in the second half of today, allowed 43 points to Villanova in the final 20 minutes. You up 60 points earlier this season to UConn in the second half. What do you think has been kind of the biggest reason for the second half struggles?
UConn game has nothing to do with today's game. That's what I think.
You seen a crazier ending than that before with all, whistles and changes and stuff like that?
Maybe. I don't know. I've seen a lot of basketball. Yeah. I mean, the refs got the call right. It wasn't out of bounds on Jaden. They fixed it. We thought they would be switching when it was, the first inbound play. We thought they'd be switching. They wouldn't. Perkins made a great play, made a play on the ball. And the second play, great scouting by them. They knew what was coming, and they guarded it well. We could have ran it better, and that's it. We just got to keep working and keep getting better on defense, better on discipline, better with our execution of our stuff.
Can I mention pregame if you were going to be a +7 on 3-point speed? You feel pretty good about that? Just the job you did in them from 3, and then what was the difference from them offensively?
Yeah. Guarded them well from 3 in the first half. You hold, one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country to 7. You feel good about it, but they made some timely ones. And, Brickis's late one, was an error in coverage execution. But, some of the other ones, were just tough to swallow. They just weren't on our terms. We guarded them from 3 pretty good. Every single time Eric Dixon shoots it, I think it's going in, even at the end of the half. He showed that. He made a big one late where you can't be close enough. They're a really, really, really good offensive team.
And as far as Justin, just good to see him. Obviously, his first start play so well.
Yeah, I was texting with his parents before the game. It's not a kid I've ever coached harder since George Mason. And I promised him that in recruiting him, and his parents looked me in the eye and said that's exactly what they wanted. He turned down some big-time schools to come play for us at George Mason. And through his time being out of the rotation, he's been exemplary in his work every day. And we talked about it before the game. It was not a doubt in anyone's mind that he'd have a good game today. And he's just getting better and better and better. And all our young guys the same. My husband, Mila, obviously Mila's not here today out with illness, but he's a good step, hopefully a big confidence builder for him.
And just a step forward Corey's taken recently, kind of under the radar, like he's
same. He's getting older. He's young. He's just turned 21, but just continues to work, continues to accept coaching. He by far had our best game at Creighton the other day, and put together another pretty good performance tonight. And again, had some lapses like they all did. I did. You talked about in the locker room, every person in our program look themselves in the mirror and say, how could we get better? Starting with me. How could we be better? How can I coach these guys better? How can I put them in better situations in games to play to their strengths more, to execute more, to get the shared purpose higher?
Ken, as you assess this game, obviously everybody knows how good Eric Dixon is. Luka Papa's been playing well lately. How did you plan out the balance of knowing you had to focus on Dixon and then figuring out everybody else?
Yeah, it was tough for us. It was tough for us. They start to traditional bigs in size, but Eric Dixon, he's the best player in the country. I was at the Celtics Kings the other night. I think he's a first-round draft pick. He's an NBA wing today. He's so good from all over the floor. I thought our guys did a pretty good job on him. Wooga, a very, very, very talented. Longino, Jameer, who we know from the A-10. Very, very, very talented group. And, it's difficult. it's difficult. You know, we do not double team in the post, and you have to against these guys because they're so smart, so disciplined.
As to follow up on that, your view of people who've heard from Dixon being an NBA player, the judgment was a year ago, but he wasn't yet. How?
He is now. He is now. He is now. He's gonna play a long time in the NBA. He's the best player in college basketball.
Did you guys figure shoot as many threes as that? Was that their defense or was that the point?
If we're open, we'll shoot them. We have good shooters. You know, we were settling for some early, but actually to start the game, we thought we got some really good looks. To start the game, we weren't making. You know, we wanted to push it a little harder in transition, and then we did. We got some good looks, and then they started falling. We actually turned down some. Jaden Pierre, and we got to get to him, help him get better. He's turning down good shots to take tougher ones. You know, you're never going to be as open as when you first catch the ball, and we got to get to him and keep him confident and shooting the ball.
Which obviously you're true. Hot and slow. You keep your guys focused and then just focusing on the game, not about being shorthand.
We lack nothing. We lack nothing. The standard is the standard. The players that we have are good enough to run their hardest in defensive transition, to close out to shooters with the high hand, to close out to drivers short. They're good enough to jump to the ball. They're good enough to be the low man. They're good enough to stand up guys in the post. They're good enough to be first to the floor for loose balls. They're good enough to run their hardest in transition, to pass to the open man, cut, take open shots, drive to the rim. If you don't have a layup, play off 2 feet, fine. They're good enough to do those things. And everything I mentioned would be the exact same if we had Bryce Hopkins, if we had Wesley Cardet, if we had Ryan Miller. The standard is the standard. And the Lord is my shepherd. We lack nothing. Questions, guys?
Yeah, Kim, I'll get started. I heard what you said inside. Can you just break down those last 2 plays again? They took it away twice, or?
No, 2 different plays. The first play, we thought Jabri was open on the first cut to the strong side corner. And usually late clock situation, teams switch off ball. Well, obviously it's off ball because it's an inbound play. Jabri should have been the first look. He was open. Jaden went to the second option, was Justin, which usually is open if they switch, which, you know, you can't know if they are switching or aren't. Sometimes Villanova does, sometimes they don't. They didn't. Perkins made a great play. Got the ball again, ran a different OB underplay. Didn't set the best screens, but Nova knew what was coming. They did a great job guarding it. Still got it in. Jabri, you know, you got to look. Was not fouled. That was great defense. We were complaining for a foul, but it wasn't after rewatching it. And yeah, their defense was better than our offense late, unfortunately.
And obviously a totally different lineup tonight because of the guys who are out. Your ability to get hot from the 3-point line, was that personnel? I mean, we haven't seen Justin obviously play those kind of minutes thus far this season.
Justin's a great shooter. Really proud of him. Staying with it through his time being out of the rotation. You know, it's a product of, you know, the depth we think we have. And, and he's had some opportunities sprinkled in this season, but he's just kept coming to work every day like an absolute professional. And there was no doubt in our programs, anyone in our program's mind, that he'd play well.
Kim, to have 3 cracks at it at the end there, how frustrating is that to not get one of them through to tie the game and force overtime?
Yeah, pretty frustrating. You know, we didn't expect Eric Dixon to miss a free throw. We were expecting it to be a 3-point game. It ended up being a 2. Jaden had a matchup that had been good for us all game. Our guards on Dixon, he had the space to create. He saw something, he went baseline, he mishandled it. We got the ball back, and I just kind of explained it with Kevin. They guarded it well once. They guarded something else well the second time. And, obviously we didn't have a timeout to we kind of did, but the second time, yeah, we did because they went to review it. But, they guarded it well. And that's basketball. You know, their defense was better than our offense at a really important moment in the game.
In there a couple times you said we lack nothing, and with all the different lineups, you guys have thrown out there lately, things have changed throughout the season. Why do you go to those words, we lack nothing in these moments, especially, after these 2 losses?
Because it's most important, it's most important for the guys we have to know that going into a game. We didn't feel like we didn't have a chance tonight. We felt very good, about the chances in this game. There were moments that we didn't execute, that we didn't show the best discipline. And, in these Big East games, these road games, these games that are going to be possession games, when you're undermanned, the margins just shrink so much. And it's hard on guys, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And to beat Villanova, to beat Connecticut, to beat Marquette, to beat Creighton, you have to be incredibly disciplined. And when you have a lapse in discipline, a lapse in focus, they will make you pay. And, when I think of some of the threes they made late game, I think of, some of the things they did to hurt us. It was just slight lapses in discipline. And that's not on our guys. That's on us to continue to work and stay with it. And they're getting better, we had a reset. After we had a reset on the night of December 31st. We had a reset. And we're 2-3 in our new season. And we have a bye week, and we're gonna get back and get ready for a Georgetown team that's playing really well.
Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, Kim, if I could, how do you plan to use this week off, especially with Georgetown coming into your building? I think not much more needs to be said about the Georgetown game.
Go get to spend a couple days with my daughters, and get back and get to work. Or get healthy. Some guys healthy, get some guys feeling better, and get together, get a game plan, and ready to give our fans our best effort. I know they'll be ready.
And then can we just go down the list? Mila, Cardette, Bryce Hopkins, Rich Barron. How are they feeling? How close were they?
Mila came down with an illness in Omaha. Rich, it's coming off concussion protocol. Today was his first day of live, really, really, really live stuff. He was actually he was sick yesterday. He's around his roommate, so he wasn't in practice yesterday. Wes had some knee pains today, and and obviously Bryce, is still, not 100%.